Okie dokie, we're back with more Creeper World. We'll see how much I remember from last week and how much I'm going to have to relearn. I do remember that I can freely pause and take a second to figure out what the heck I'm doing, so that's nice. This world seemed as ordinary as the last, ordinary in that it's dead, it creeps, and I don't see how it could have any impact on the journey to offer us refuge. There must be some purpose to the worlds we visit. If you consider there's no purpose, we'll live the rest of our lives constantly fleeing the creeper. Identify another nano schematic. Desperately try to keep it from the creeper. Schematic appears to allow us to construct power generation reactors that rival the output of the collectors. Interesting. We can use these to produce power for our base whenever we can't spread out into a larger collector network initially, which was the problem I had in an earlier island-based map. Interesting. Let's see, that's this guy down here. So I want to start by building a bunch of collectors around the base. I think this guy can probably go a little bit further up. Let's see. Hopefully focusing this hard on early collectors isn't going to get me in trouble with the creeper, but I can always restart if it does. I should probably get down there and grab it before the creeper gets down there and destroys it. Maybe is what the concern is on this stage. Alright, let's see what happens if I do this. This might be a mistake. Turn up the speed for a sec. Having so many places branching out from the base isn't great at the beginning because it puts me at a deficit right away. I guess so long as I'm running a deficit, I don't need to worry about building things because it's not going to help me. I don't need to slow down and pause until that runs out. And now I might want to think about what I'm doing. Hold up. Alright, let's see. Probably want a mortar, because this is what's going to get me killed if it makes it over this edge here, and that's probably where it's going to pool the deepest. 3 to 4 destination nodes early game, that makes sense. Don't have to worry about spores on this stage, it looks like. Okay, we got a reactor now. Reactor tech available. So it costs 40. It costs 4 times as much as a collector. So what's the deal with this? Does this just produce energy just by being on the grid? It doesn't, the green collector coverage isn't relevant to it? Just takes a long time to build? Okay. This is a pretty good thing to have, feels like. Probably don't want to set multiple of them building at once. Space efficient energy producing module that costs a lot. Okay, gotcha. So I guess the idea is you want to use collectors first because they're cheap to build and there's the potential space that you can gain with them. But once you've covered all the space you can possibly cover with collectors, that's when you want to start thinking about reactors. It's like the collectors are getting natural resources and the I don't know if I can keep this as possible. Okay, Six Gun, you're also welcome to change it now if you wanted to. It's up to you. It's not too late to change it, basically, if you were thinking of putting something else on there. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna try to see if I can salvage this wall or part of it. Mortars can shoot over walls, but blasters cannot, right? Oh, okay. That works too. Or if you wanted to reschedule and bank it until September, that's also fine. I just don't want to make you get 2 hours of a game that you're not super stoked about. You could always find someone else to backfill. I'm running a deficit right now. See if the new mortar can keep this wall alive at all. Probably not. Yeah, it's a cool game. I enjoy it. Let's have at least 3 ammo before I can fire for the first time, right? Might still be too much pressure from the creeper, even with my blaster there. It's gonna make it through the wall. I guess worst case, I can still pick it up and move it, right? The collector's gonna be gone, but there's nothing I can really do about that. Okay. Let's try to do some more reactors here. Probably turn some of these guys off for now. A is disarm. Selectively rearm them as the creeper gets deep. Goodbye, collector. Need to have 2 or 3 blasters down there to realistically save that section. Okay. Coming up on a deficit here soon. Hey, thank you, Burner. How have you been? Excited about getting these reactors. There's be a lot more options on these maps, it feels like. Let's see. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope things improve soon. So what are the thoughts on building like multiple reactors at the same time? Is it better to just build one and then use the energy from it to build another one, or is it dependent on whether or not you're running a deficit? It's like build more as long as you're not in a deficit. situational. Not necessarily a hard and fast rule, basically. I'd like to get it where those mortars could just provide constant pressure, which I think I'm here now with those reactors I just built. So I'll make a storage really quick. The more production you already have, the more you can get away with. Sure. Might be able to fit a cheap collector over here. I learned last time that part of the reason you want storage is because it lets you push, basically, temporarily before you gain a full foothold. Oh, I could have been expanding down here the whole time. I don't think I realized that. This one might need to be a relay in order for me to cross that gap. There's issues with me going off in that direction, so I'm not going to stress about it too much right now. Let me do some more reactors. Try to do them all up on this top level. Probably do this more cleanly next time. Since the reactors cost so much and take a while to build, it's possible to screw yourself. Sure, that makes sense. Be careful not to pivot to them too early, basically. We want another mortar down here somewhere. So, how much power? I don't really have an intuition for the amount of power generated by a collector. How much power does a collector give you compared to a reactor? If a collector like completely covers its entire green area. Oh, shit, do that. Let's see. 0.1 to 0.2 for a collector, 0.3 for a reactor. Okay, so a reactor is better than a max efficiency collector. It's good to know. So now that I have an okay base going, I probably want to start thinking about expanding into this valley down here. I could try to do the natural thing and start over this side. Which is usually going to require at least 2 blasters, right? Probably build some speed upgrades here. Yeah, I doubt you would often get max efficiency, but it just helps me to understand the comparison between the two. Move you to go help out down here, maybe. Build another collector here. Okay, so I might be able to fit something new down there. Let's see. Let's get a blaster to help out. Still doing fine on collection. Some more speed ups if I can fit them in here somewhere. Creeper World 1, Scarf's numbers are right. Okay, cool. You're not doing much there anymore, so why don't you move here? You are no longer really helping there. Why don't you move up here? Some coverage there. It's a few more tiles than a collector. This is where I could risk choking myself by trying to build too many reactors at the same time, right? Because I'm really dependent on these 3 blasters holding the line here, and if they stop getting shots, I could put myself in big danger. I'm sorry, Ludifex, I completely missed your question if you had one earlier. Let's see. So it wasn't that big of a deal for me to like build a ton of reactors down here earlier. There wasn't a lot of risk involved because I just needed to have a couple mortars running, and it would take a long time for the mortars would have to be choked for a really long time for the creeper to take over. But in these sorts of situations where I'm dependent on these blasters to keep me going, it would be a much bigger deal. This game is quite a bit less complicated than your typical real-time strategy game. I think if you tune in right now without having watched the beginning, it is, but you start out with really just having the collectors and the blasters, and they do a really good job of gating the complexity. There's some discussion on it in the feedback channel if you're interested in how that happened, Ludifex. Let's see. If I can claim this high ground, that might be nice. Biggest early trap a lot of people get into on this map is not leaving themselves space to build the extra blasters they need to get down. No, Cirque pulled some shenanigan a while ago, where he also had a game win on the same day that he added it to the sheet. It saved up the points and it was a super short game. Completely didn't build a redundant collector there, yikes. Build some more storage since I'm apparently doing gangbusters on energy right now. This game I should be nervous about building permanent structures in my lowest lying areas though, right? A resource expenditure that's challenging to get back if I screw it up. Right. But I should probably, like, burn through all of my high ground real estate. Right. I think this is the first map where I can really just build a shit ton of blasters. Let's see if I can build all the way up to where that generator is. I think I may have made a mistake here. Hold on. This collector's in trouble. I think I can recover. Right, because blasters can't shoot up is part of the problem, right? So climbing up is often challenging. You kind of need to just send a fully armed blaster up there to begin with. By filling this up so much, I can't quickly make a blaster as I run out of space. Alright, now I know. But you generally need to, if you have an area that's already covered by a creeper, you generally need to have 2 blasters in order to be able to cover each other before they die, right? 2 fully armed ones. I guess it depends on the space that they're having to cover. Defensive modules can take some punishment, so you can be aggressive with them. Sure. Hopefully this is enough here. And I think we established that they do regen health, it's just very slowly. Oh, we really gotta get ammo flowing to this one or we're gonna have a sad time. There it goes. Okay, good. Might be too dangerous to try to move that there for now. I might get one more blaster up there, though. Make sure I've got some redundancy here. Let's try moving you up. I probably want one more blaster before I do anything there. Okay, hold on. Like up one more level, you mean? Is that just to increase the area that they're able to attack, basically? Sure, because it's constantly dripping on top of this guy. Okay, hold up. Alright, I gotta get this guy in range of my network or I'm gonna be very sad. Save the other blaster. Try to anyway. Okay, beautiful. I don't think this mortar is going to be in range of anything deep here. Oh, pretty good actually. Oh, that should help a lot because it's going to stop overflowing in that little area down there. You want to move it slightly further up, though. Get some more collectors up here. So I could be doing this stage quite a bit faster than I currently am, but it's good to at least, like, know that. The totem relay things, these guys can never be destroyed by the creeper, and they are always connected to the network if there's a node within range of them, right? Try to send a blaster down there to shut down this node if I can. Gotta get it connected though first. Yeah, now it's just an issue of executing to the end, right? And I guess part of it too is like going for clearing the creeper versus just going for the objective. When you get better at the game, it's a lot easier to just go for the objective and end the map. This one blaster should be enough to cover that, and then I can move this guy out of the way. One can lock it down. Okay. Let's try to get this guy covering a deeper creeper area if we can. This game is really fun. I think it has a really good learning curve, and the design of the levels up to this point, I don't think we really got into a level that's just gonna like completely kick your ass and discourage you from continuing to play, because they often have such a tight objective that you can learn from your mistakes and respond to them in the middle of the level. Like, I don't think I've had maybe one or two levels where I absolutely had to restart, but it wasn't really based on information I gained from attempting the level. It was information I could have gotten when the screen first loaded in. Overproduction could screw me. The weakest part of your network is the low point with one blaster defending a chunk. This one right here. Yeah. But it's a vulnerability. That's kind of cool. Network security / plumbing game or something. I do feel like a lot of the strategies, this is one of those fun games where a lot of the strategy flows naturally from the rules and the layout of the map. Like, it's not that the developer had some intended strategy for this is what you should do to play this stage, right? Strategy just kind of fills the game's niche. I really like games that are designed like that. Aha! Flows. Uh-oh. Potentially see ya, Aki. Hope things turn out okay. I really like the concept of the collectors. It's a neat way to sort of get your mind already trying to cover as much area as possible. I feel like if the collectors didn't work by trying to gather power from a green area, it would be really easy. It would be even easier for the player to forget to back up their network with permanent fixtures and move their blasters around and have it sever links, right? Like, you can still do that through normal play, and I have done that a few times. But because I have this ongoing incentive to have, like, permanent nodes in the network, and you're not just doing that for its own sake, you don't just build collectors in order to protect your movable defense turrets. I guess it's kind of an issue now that all my buildings up here are so far away from my base, and my base speed level's not very high, right? I think I've shut down this creeper generator. Are they called emitters? What's the in-universe term for them? The relays. Yeah, so after building all of this, I might, if I had the space, try to build a big relay that crosses the canyon. Yeah, so far I think I've been able to avoid using relays, which is probably bad, because it means I'm not learning that I need to use them. But then again, I also had multiple stages where energy wasn't terribly important, so... Furthest blasters are having mild supply problems. Now I could try to make some basic relays down here. It doesn't have to be relays all the way there. Don't move both of these guys. You can move one of them. I had the other guy there earlier because of some creeper that was pouring over the ledge. That guy's got to hold this one down. Don't fuck that up. I see, so this relay is helping me span this gap a little bit better and supply them better, basically. Now, am I going to struggle with locking this one down because this blaster also has to deal with creeper that's flowing down from the one in the top left? Keep track of which blasters I have assigned. To lockdown duty. I feel like that's really easy to forget if you're not paying attention. Should have this here in a second. I just have to get this last collector in range. Here's another place where now that I have this valley is pretty safe. I could try to build another straight line of relays from my base up there. I guess relays don't... other than the fact that you're using less energy overall to build them in order, right? Like, they don't... Having two relays here is effectively the same for my network as having collectors all the way across, as long as it's on that straight line. Vela. Creeper killed. Pavo. Analysis of the Enigma artifact we picked up back on Draco has been completed. The artifact contained encrypted information describing improvements in nearly all of our technologies. Half our technology has been developed over the last 5 years. Only over the last 5 years. Information in the artifact was recorded using ancient technology dating back many thousands of years to around the launch of this game. Wouldn't have made any sense to the people of the 21st century. They send creeper tech back in time or something. Can allow 6 different improvements to our tech. In order to enable these upgrades, we'll need a substantial supply of raw nanobots. If you collect these, we can create an improvement. Highlighted available nanobot deposits. Collect these and click on the green upgrade section of the command bar. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So that's these little orange nodes, basically. I have a limited amount of time to get to them, I assume. Oh, relays transmit to other relays faster. Okay. That probably explains why I'm not like super pumped about trying to use them. I think we actually want to build the one that's going to get destroyed first. Risks being destroyed first, I should say. Situationally useful in the first one. Oh, this one is set up that you need to get it right away in order for it to not be destroyed. Oh, wait, can it still be... If the creeper gets to it, if it's not connected to my network, can I not use it for upgrade points? Produce 10% more energy, everything costs 10% less to build things 20% faster, increase move speed, fire rate. Build things faster just means that the... How is that different from it costing 20% less? Or building a bunch of speed? Is it just like a stacking multiplicative bonus to whatever speed upgrades I've built? Causes the energy to flow from the base more quickly? I think I want to produce more energy. Oh, looks like I got it after I spent it. Okay. Gonna need a relay to cross this gap here. Oh, I might not make it in time, we'll see. I don't think I am gonna make it. I guess this has a wide area to fill it over, so maybe I'll be okay. Build cost reduces energy costs. Build speed increases the speed at which packets are generated. Which is different than the speed at which packets move along the network, which is what I get from the speed upgrade. That seems like that one's extremely good then. The one that increases packet generation rate. Oh, let me do that then. Oh, each of these is a one-time unlock, okay. Good to know. Finish grabbing this thing. I thought I was able to stack them. Means that you spend 20% faster, and that makes sense. Fire range I could see, depending on the map, solving the map pretty early. Fire rate. Doesn't fire rate mean that they're going to burn ammo that much more quickly? I guess it ends up meaning that you have to build fewer things, right? I have to get a mortar up there to help with these deep pools. Need a couple of them, actually. I'll do it here in a second. Let's do one here. And one like here, I guess. These are both pretty deep pools. Single unit's more powerful for pushing, right? Instead of needing to depend on multiple at once. Okay, so now I'm starting to run a deficit. It can be off for now. Deficit will only grow. You gotta remember that it pauses. It doesn't know that this thing is ready and to start sending ammo to it early, which can cause some issues. Okay, good. Start getting more collectors. Build some more redundancy where possible. Yeah, I was thinking that range could be enough to solve a stage. Shoot, OBS just disconnected. Let me see if it's my entire computer or just Twitch. For now, I'm going to keep playing. If you're watching in the future on YouTube, I'm having stream connection difficulties. I'm going to see if it's a known issue or not. Try changing ingest here. Okay, I think we might be coming back up now, fortunately. You didn't miss much, just the things that I queued to build before the disconnect are built. I do, okay, thank you. That's the main fear. Is there any thought on strategizing the placement of reactors? Do I want to keep my area around my base? Oh shit. I don't think I've been able to move this before. Do I want to keep the area around my base fairly open? Or at least tutorials haven't introduced moving it yet. Still running a deficit here, so I don't want to go too crazy yet. The area these are covering is not deep anymore. This one is covering deep area. Along the edges in the back of the base, I see. Because I saw the problem with reactors in the last map as I was overplacing them, so it was limiting my ability to build stuff around my base after that. Probably afford to build another blaster down here because they can shoot down, just not up. Yeah, wherever they're safe is fine. Storage and speed are the same, right? But it seems like you want to be careful with the space usage on them. It's possible to... Since it doesn't matter where they're placed, you want them to be as close together as possible, I guess. So this is a stage where I'm trying to decide if I am going to end up locking down the creeper or not. Start to learn the tile distance. It's these situations where if this guy had been one more to the right, I wouldn't be wasting space. Shut you off for a bit because you're not doing as much work here. Really move this mortar. Well, no, I want him to defend this area. Build another one over here. Really get a collector up here to get this last tiny little bit of area. Make sure I build a collector here so that when I move this guy eventually it's not going to be a problem. Might be able to sneak another blaster down there. Get a few more reactors. Reactors are kind of making it so that power drain isn't really a concern anymore once I get to a point where I'm stable. So I kind of have to relearn the game. The game has taught me in stages prior to the reactor that, like, my ability to push is very much a product of the amount of area that I have to cover with green collectors. And now that that's no longer true, I'm still kind of playing on the, oh, I have to be really careful, I can only have a couple blasters. But once I get rid of my deficit, I can probably start to go a little bit crazy with the number of blasters that I'm building. Now let me let some energy build up here. It's a slightly different game now, yeah. Okay, I'm just sitting and staring for a second while my energy fills, and then I'm gonna do stuff. Hold on. Doing stuff is good. Hey, Co-Gamer, how you doing? I'm doing alright. New to Creeper World, I'm enjoying it. Let's keep leapfrogging these guys up a bit here. Unfortunately, blasters, I wish that they prioritize any creeper that was in range of them that was on the same elevation as them before they tried to shoot down, you know? But I can see why they work the way they do. You can probably move forward a bit now. Sure, I've got nodes down here though. I guess by moving it, I got that collector in trouble. It's a bummer. No, get away! Interesting. I need to build something into this little area here so that these blasters aren't wasting so much ammo on it. Let me see where else I can push. Let's go in this little valley here. If I can. Hold up. The guy who made these games got better at programming as the series went on. I'm excited to see how the sequels fare. This is a game that I'm actually kind of excited about playing now. Lots of changes into 2 and 3. I can already see some places where it's like we were talking earlier about the relays, like, you need some more here, basically. See if I have enough to build a blaster inside the canyon now. Oh, not like that. Oh, right, I have to build it and then fly it in first. That's right. The fleet is Creeper World in space. And Zelda 2 is a good comparison for Creeper World 2. Interesting. So it was like, let's try something wildly different, and then, like, let's go back to what works, basically. Well, let's go back to what the first one did, I guess. Isn't necessarily the same thing. See if we can clear off this area at the bottom. So we can basically completely empty that section if there's no creeper able to reach it, right? It just kind of dies on its own if it's not connected to an emitter. I think we established. That's cool here. So this doesn't seem to be significantly... Oh, it's because this is the part that's depleting constantly. Okay. So eventually this will completely dry up. If I sit here for long enough, I think, right? I bet once you get really good at this game, that trying to go for speed is a lot of fun. So how does creeper drying, evaporating work? Is it like, once it gets to a point where it can't flow in another direction without receding elsewhere, it just starts to evaporate? Oh, the developer's beta testing a 4th game. Actually curious why this one hasn't completely disappeared yet, given that there's no, like, source node. Maybe it's just happening super slowly. Alright, well, I'm not running a deficit, so I may as well get back to building stuff here. Every leaderboard is 5-second wins are all cheaters. That's unfortunate. Just trying to get fast for your own satisfaction could be fun, though, I bet. I do like that it's that sort of game where it's like, because it's so easy to tread water in this compared to a typical RTS, Like, you improve by being more efficient and playing more quickly, rather than going from losing to winning most of the time, right? Obviously, the game is nothing like Diablo, but Diablo is another game that's like that. It's like when you boot the game up, the way the core mechanics work, you're gonna win. If you choose to click on something, it's gonna die eventually. So the question is, how fast are you gonna do it? How stylish is it gonna be? How efficient are you gonna be at farming? That sort of a thing. Getting a really hard time limit in the third game. Nice. Started erasing from the right at the choke, so I had more pulled up on the left. Now it's basically flowing from that part of the wall towards your blasters. Let me see if I can understand. Is this basically dead now, or am I going to have to kill it with the blaster? It just seemed like the blasters were still shooting down there, but it kept replenishing itself, which wasn't making sense to me. Like, now it's being destroyed now that I've moved my blaster closer to it, but I'm not clear as to why moving it closer is getting rid of it. There we go. Very good. Very cool. Put some more storage units here. Should be good on this stage. Would have very slowly evaporated. Okay. I might have just gotten myself in trouble by overextending a bit. We'll see what happens once these finish building. It's hard to tell exactly what's happening. You don't have any numeric representation of the density of the creeper. Is that something that the later games add? Because I was actually hoping that would be a thing in this game. Like a toggle, I could press tab to see like 1, 2, 3, 4 depth indicators. By moving the blaster down, you shot the blaster into deeper creeper. Okay, that's cool. It seems like basically all of the obvious improvements make it into the later titles, which is cool. Alright, I'm more than treading water right now. I should probably start pushing. I'm just trying to think about what I want to do here. So I might want to consider making some relays to get to my furthest out blasters. This one's a little bit choked right now just based on how far everything has to travel. If you type exclamation point hide before your message, then I can't see it, but everyone in chat can. So you can talk about spoilers, things, or advice that you don't want to give me just yet. Let's see. Well, that didn't work. Probably start moving my mortars around deeper territory. This guy, for example. Maybe once that blaster finishes building and I can call that a safe tile. I think this is one of the first levels where the creeper generators have been on really high ground. All of them. Maybe that's not true. They're basically all on the tops of mountains. Ziggurat was fairly early, where it was all coming from the top. There. Okay, so this is one of those situations where if I want to climb with the blasters, I need to just send them up into the higher level, send a couple of them up at the same time, right? I'm still doing fine on energy, so I'll just build a couple more and move them up there. Try the speed here. Speed up. Here we go. Very good. Let's get a collector up there now. Oh, that wasn't so great. Oh no, they're not on the network. Get out of there. Shit, I thought I had a close enough connection to them. Gotten it close. So I need to have a relay like right there. Oh, they're probably too low health now for me to place them and stay alive. But I'll just rebuild if I need to. There we go. Whew, scary. See if we can lock down some of these up here now. It's one blaster per emitter, right? Looks like this one is covering the two, though. You can head up top. Fortunately, where I placed that, I needed to be like one tile to the left. Fell into a lake. You should see the other guy. I think we've got this completely locked down, don't we? Okay, cool. So not just a question of getting across up here. I could probably make some headway by building this guy, moving this guy. Fell onto a lake. Oh, that's bad. It's because I moved one of my guns there. Hold on. Oh, that mortar is not connected at all. Yikes. Not a good thing. Okay, I think I have them locked down again. Yeah, I hope you do better. Yikes. This is starting to drain. That's nice. Stages. Oh shit! No, no, no! That's right. Don't fuck that up. It's so easy to forget that they're locking down a collector. Is that ever something that they cover with like a UI change? I guess they don't really need to, but if like it turned red or something to be like, hey, this is currently the only thing keeping you alive. Don't fuck it up. I guess now's a good time to build relays across this canyon, huh? There are other changes that make that irrelevant in later games. Okay. I keep wanting to move these guys. Oh, there's these... I got these idle turrets up here. Let me pop them around real quick. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling how I could be doing this stage more efficiently and where I'm making errors. Uh-oh. Where did I lose power? Is it just temporarily? May have just been temporary. Oh, can you just move it there? Really? Has that been possible all along? From the very start of the stage, I could have just put a mortar up there. Got a pair of collectors only connected to the network by a blaster is the sound. Because I don't see the orphan ones. They would be great out at this point, right? Babe, just fixed it. Okay, gotcha. I guess the issue with the mortar is it's not connected to your network, so it does some initial damage, but then it runs out of ammo really fast. So it wouldn't have like ended the map really quickly if I had done that right from the beginning. I think one blaster is able to lock down two emitters. Yeah, I think that's what's happening up here. I think this guy has both of these locked down. Relieve a lot of early pressure, right? Makes sense. It should be the stage. Huzzah! Pavo. Oh man, this is an interesting graph. I like that intersection there. It's fun. Bikutori. The best one is when Ring says it really loud and slow like that, broken out. Ursa. Emergency commander, you must immediately move the city. Hey, they're about to teach us about this thing. We rifted in right on top of some creeper emitters. Get the city to higher ground away from the emitters. There's also spores on this level. Great. I love spores. By love, I mean hate. And by hate, I mean detest. So I guess I could go try to grab this pickup and then move the city back over and grab the other one. Now, will the city make a node connection if I move it right here? Will it pick it right up, or will I have to build what will later be a orphan controller there, collector there? Yeah, reactor is energy that doesn't require green area. Looks like I do need to build one temporarily. Is there any thought on a good spot for Odin City? Is it like you want it to be on as high a ground as possible? I'm trying to think if it needs to be close to other natural elements on the screen. Let's see. Getting the higher ground is usually ideal. Mm-hmm. Okay. Start building up to this guy. I guess that the node disappears though, right? I guess I can wait to spend it. Produce more. Costs less to build. Right, and now that's gone. Sure. Defensible position in which you can tread water. Oops. I keep wanting to use this key for other purposes. Sorry. I guess I'll do fire rate for the next one. Cool. Although range might be the way to go. I think range is probably what I'd prefer, just because fire rate, like your energy expenditure is gonna go up by the same amount. But range, you could get more value for the same energy. It depends on the stage, I suppose. But... okay. Let's do a mortar, I guess. And then start doing more collectors. I like that this level forces you to immediately move the city and understand how that mechanic works. Like, I feel like there's a version of the level where it's like, oh, you could move your city now. That's going to matter in 7 minutes. It's like, no, you got to move it right now. Okay, got it. Cool. It's an RTS game, but one that's playable by someone with my brain chemistry. Sight readable, at least, is what I like about it. Turn up the speed. All right, I gotta cover for spores soon. I completely forgot about those. Uh-oh. That could be very bad sooner in a second. I'm gonna get my collectors built first. I think they take a small enough amount of time that I can cover them. Now, I don't necessarily know from which part of the map the spores are going to be coming, though, right? There was a quirk in the earlier stage that it was better to have more of these to the top of the screen. Start doing some reactors. They're coming from the bottom. Good to know. So I want to have more down here if possible. Although I guess that could vary. I just know that some of the earliest ones came from the bottom. It doesn't necessarily prove that they all will for the rest of the stage, right? Okay, so this isn't particularly deep, so I guess using a mortar here is not super great at the moment. I could move it a little bit further down where the depth is higher, lower. At any given stage, they always come from the same direction. Okay. The range upgrade affects all your weapons, right? It includes the SAM missiles, the mortars, and the blasters. Okay. We're in a big deficit at the moment. Hopefully the reactors will help me out here in a second. Storage will help me with pushes. And then speed. I guess I can start building those on this level. Oh, that one came from the top, though. Interesting. I think we'll still be safe. Okie dokie. Let's start trying to gain some ground here. So, I have a question, but I don't know how to phrase it in a way that isn't stupid, so give me a second to think about it. Sometimes in this game, with the layout of the creeper, you can have like a choke point or a valley like this one, where the creeper is only flowing in from one direction. So if you can cut off the valley, the creeper that's left over on the other side of it will eventually evaporate and you can completely claim that territory. Now, I don't think that applies to either of the valleys on this map, and that's because the creeper is coming out of these emitters in all directions simultaneously, so it's flowing from here and it's flowing from here, so it makes this choke point less relevant than on a different map where, say, the only emitters were in the top left corner and it was only coming from one direction. Is that true? Do I have the right idea there? See about building another blaster right in here. I guess I'll build it here first and then move it in. So as I'm building Creeper World Vision, I still want to look for these low-lying choke points, but no, it's relevant. This choke point isn't always an important feature depending on where the emitters are. Okay, thank you. Build another blaster. I like the reactors because they give me so many more options, but I also don't like the reactors because they give me so many more options, right? Like, I like the stages where your ability to push was directly relevant to the amount of territory that you had taken over. And I suppose you could make a really extreme stage where, like, territory still matters because there's only so many squares in which you can legally build reactors, right? But I feel like the math, once you get access to reactors, works out that you'll almost always have way more than enough energy, right? You were saying earlier, it's not bad, it's just now it's kind of a different game in a way. More efficient use of your green coverage at the cost of using up that space. Yeah, I guess I could envision a future level where, like, if you brought back... I think my favorite level in this game so far was the island level. It's already too late. I might be in trouble here, depending on proximity to my missiles. Good job, Sam Missiles. What was my question? My favorite stage in the game so far was the level where there were a bunch of tiny little islands and you had very limited room, and it really kind of filtered the decisions that you had to make. That one was really cool, I thought. Chronom mode, the maps can vary so much, they have their own different requirements for optimal gameplay. Is that the one where the maps themselves are procedurally generated? So this is potentially a pretty quick stage. Oh, fuck. Right, I wasn't connected to the network with this guy, was I? Alright. I guess I keep forgetting this, that a non-collector, non-relay can act as a node in the network, but you can't jump... You can't do blaster-blaster. There has to be a interstitial collector. Now we should be okay, I think. Gotcha. You could just constantly push with them without really having to build a board. Supply chains, the game, exactly. Unlucky spore attack could still totally fuck up your day here. It's about to get kicked off the network in a second. Defend him! You can do it! get to the top of the cliff as quickly as possible. That makes sense. All right. What a stage. Uh-oh. That was the only thing I had connecting that network. This is about to be extremely bad. Hurry up and build! Hey, everything's fine. Alright, I should have this now. But I had to build quickly, otherwise I would have been in trouble, because they would have ran out of ammo eventually, despite being capped, right? Why they keep running from planet to planet? Just cap the emitters. Devote some percentage of your human work to keeping the emitters capped forever. Accidentally forgetting that you had a pivotal blaster that was holding up your entire network. Sweet. 14 minutes isn't bad. Yeah, quite a bit better. Creeper coverage. Canis. Scanners show an artifact on this world. If recent history is any indicator, we should retrieve the artifact. Rifted onto low ground. You may want to relocate the city as a first order of business. Okay. I would like to do that. Actually, I would. So the creeper won't destroy these artifacts, right? Let's see. How quickly that teeny valley's gonna fill there. I might regret this. I just want to try something. I don't know if my plan's gonna work here. Spores on this level. Might not. No, that's not happening. Oops. I keep wanting escape to restart. Let me think. Oh, I paused before the tutorial pop-up came up. Okay, I was like, what the heck? Kind of level you can shave a lot of time by being super aggressive. I think I only need to build one thing in order to be able to pick up that upgrade, so I'm going to try to cheese one of them here if I can. This might already be too late, though. Just it has to fly up higher, right? It's a worthy endeavor, shit. Alright, I won't keep trying to do that specific one. There might be another one I can pull, though. if I'm going to do this, I don't want to sack anything in the process. I don't know how much time I have to flee. Oh shit, no! That wasn't quite close enough. Get the fuck out. Alright, you got a ton of time to flee. Okay, good to know. May as well just have that be a collector at that point. And decide whether it's which of the 3 green upgrades is meta to build first. Probably reduce more energy, build faster, and then 10% less to build. Okay. Shit. That's fine. I'll reconnect those eventually. Leaves me with just one thing that I need to destroy some creeper to be able to recover here. Range increase. We're in a really big deficit right now. I'm just trying to get my energy production up as much as I can. Hopefully I'm going to get a mortar down this way. That might actually be a good spot to put it right there. I got a control for this up here like now though. Fairly urgent. I do really like the idea that in the sequels, the relays, it travels faster from relay to relay, so that it's not just degenerate to having more collectors along the same pathway, right? Makes a lot of sense. Okay, I think I'm at treading water stage now with these 2 mortars. I'm still doing completely fine on energy. So let me think here. I might try to pick up that upgrade if I can. Oh, let me really expand my energy network first. While I'm thinking about it. Oh, that's super bad. I completely forgot about spores. Well, shit's about to not turn out well for me. Hold on. Okay, that could have been much worse. I can fix this. Let's build some SAMs though this time, shall we? Can that target your Odin base and just one-shot you if you're not prepared for it? I did not deserve that, that's for sure. I've had so many maps now where I didn't have to care about it, right? At least once they're built, they're not a constant energy drain. Odin has some armor. I guess the creeper drains right away after it lands there. Get a Sam up here too would be great. Odin's taking damage. It's usually already too late to win. You do have the wiggle room. Artifact is different than all the others. It isn't ancient. Maybe only days old. May have been made moments before we arrived. This world's been dead for 5 years. I wonder if time travel is a thing in this universe. Coordinates of 5 worlds are clearly indicated. The artifact is also signed with the name Platius. Oh, it does mean something in the commander. Interesting. What's that all about? Okay, now let's try to get this last little upgrade over here. Be very nice indeed. Probably need a couple more blasters. They're fine. I think the range upgrade on the mortar is kind of OP, just a little bit. Upgrade, let's do fire rate. Move speed is probably going to be the last one I take most of the time. Guess that's for the big micro playstyle. Almost a problem, but I had a decent amount of redundancy in the network there. I don't even need reactors on this stage. There's just so much to territory. Not even really a problem. You got it, buddy. Good job. Pretty lift-off heavy. I imagine that's pretty strong if you're constantly repositioning your units all over the place. If you do it right. Oh, that wasn't good. Something I can recover though. I guess we need to have more missiles there. Build some up here. Should be able to build another mortar down here and pretty much make some good headway towards shutting that thing down. Makes the move speed cheaper than the others. Interesting. Just one small problem. I think I fixed it though. Alright. Oh, but it's not on the network. Shit. I can't really, I have to get a relay down there, I think. That or move the mortar. That was lucky timing. That might be enough to have that shut down by itself. Make sure that's fully connected. Shit. Common phrase you're gonna hear from me in this game, I think. Okay, I need to make a bunch more blasters here. I can see how that fire rate upgrade's pretty great. Every Creeper World stream, yeah. Good job, Sam Missiles. I'm very proud of you. Because when it's that far away from the network, it takes a little while for them to start to get resupplied again, which is a potential problem, right? Especially since I don't have any speed upgrades. You're doing nothing. Go help. Having those giant gaps in the spider web is really stressful to me. I think it's supposed to be. You're like, oh god, what have I been doing? Popping up here and cleaning this up real quick. Although they're also not on the network, fuck! That's bad. Gonna get a new SAM over here. Look, immediate value, right? I was trying to take from your wisdom of, like, make sure that you don't leave turrets at the base of a cliff for very long. It's like, okay, I'll just chain them up there and try to take the top really quick. Oh shit, I don't have any connectors or collectors to hold them in place. Yikes. Probably get to the deepest part from here, right? After this, I can just win at my own leisure. You are the only thing holding that together, I think. You have all the time in the world, yeah. No, I like trying to get to that state of treading water. I think that's what makes this game accessible to me in a way that like StarCraft and Warcraft are not. But I can just pause and look over what's going on, you know. I have to travel so far right now. Hey! Canis. Oh, I love that. Creeper coverage just tanks. That's great. Energy used. So energy used spiking above energy collected is when I was showing a deficit, basically. You want to have like a nice empty space between these. I like the graphs at the end. Ix, Sculptor. Oh, we're heading to the Galactic Center, damn. Arrived on Ix, I was afraid of this commander. Spent some time in this world in my youth. Striking geographic features, and we've rifted right at the base of a double caldera. Paper has emitters in each crater, and we are on the lowland. I'm not sure I'll be able to mount a defense in time. Once the creeper spills over the edge of the craters, it'll flood down onto the plain we're on in a nearly unstoppable force. There has to be a way. It's a nano schematic for a new technology. Ix was a peaceful world, so I'm surprised to see this technology here. The tech looks amazing. Drone bombers. Collect the schematics immediately. Oh, so they're your micro upgrade. Okay. Can be targeted anywhere on the map. Gotcha. Well, I appreciate that they delay giving you a micro upgrade this late, right? I guess you could micro turning the mortars on and off and moving them around. Get the drones built in time. You should target them onto the center of the craters. Destroy the creeper at its source. Prevent the creeper from spilling over the walls. That's cool. I dig that. Oh, right, that gets destroyed after it's built, so I'm going to be careful with that. Let's do produce more energy first. Drone tech now available. Drone. So like you build it where you want them to fly basically, or you build it next to your building and then once it's powered you send it where you want it to go? So I'll just build it up here if that's how it works, but the drone has to be built in a safe location first. Okay, thanks. I'll connect these guys in a second. Right now it's meaning I'm not spending energy on it. Getting pretty close to spilling. Probably can't go for that right away. We'll see if it lets me do it in time. Uh-oh. It has to charge before you can launch it. So I think this is already game over if you let it spill. But we'll see what happens here. That's nice. Okay, so it still evaporates whatever was left over. Gotcha. But each time you build drones like that, it's a one-time use, basically. It's good to know. That ended up being less bad than I thought it was going to be. This could be bad. I'm pretty stretched thin here. I was trying to increase my coverage a teensy bit. Oh, how'd they get destroyed? I thought they were like just in the air. Oh, the launch pads. Interesting. Okay. I didn't realize that they work like that. They'll just keep like flying around and bombing it so long as you have the energy for them, I guess. It's pretty crazy. I imagine that the energy cost for them is insanely high. Oh, you have to go back and retarget them. I see. They go out and they use their ammo and then they recharge. I understand now. Gotcha. Okay, they're less busted than I thought they were. I was like, holy shit, seriously? Like the sad face guy up here. I might be able to rush this stage. Go drones, you guys rock. I guess this one's building slower because this drone has to fly further in order to do its job, basically. Looks like a jack-o'-lantern face. Cue the refuel before they get back. Okay. I like that the layout of this stage forces you to just understand drones. You don't really have to combine that knowledge with other buildings that you already understand up to this point. It might be stage. Nice. Sweet bro and hella chat. Ix. Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. Sculptor? It's like sculptor, but not right. Excellent job on that last world. The drone tech really came in handy. Even with that tech, all would have been lost had it not been for your quick and decisive actions. We're in a bad position on this world. On each world you visit, the creeper gets worse and worse. Hang in there. don't think it really helps. Okay, let's see. What am I doing next? I might be able to shut down one of these emitters like immediately. Because of, well, I don't have the range bonus yet, but basically if the emitter's in the circle, it's able to shut it down, right? So we should probably get up on this hill and try to deal with that one quickly. I might not have enough ammo to be able to lock it down. Oh, and I would have to deal with whatever creeper's in there to start with too, I guess. Maybe is a thing I'm not accounting for. That and the lack of ammo because I'm in such a deficit. So blasters can shoot into deep creeper, it's just mortars do more damage on deep creeper. That's exciting to hear that a fourth game is coming soon. Uh-oh. That should have been a blaster. This might be bad. Give myself as much space here to build it. Come on, just barely make it. Get it some ammo. Whew. Did not deserve that. Tell you what. Okay, want to get some more stuff built over here. Don't have to deal with any nonsense on this stage from spores, so that's nice. I just got to get to a point where I can tread water by turning things on and off. I've got that one is completely taken care of. It's fantastic. Running a deficit, but I can not run a deficit. Let's hold these off for a bit. Get it for me, mortar. Come on. There you go. Protect me. Thank you. Now let's go for area coverage. That'll keep those from overflowing. Yeah, I can pretty much cover the entire left half of the map. That's what I was hoping to do with it. Let's try to get as much area as we can here. Yeah, I'm hoping to do that soon. Just trying to get enough energy to manage their ammo stocks right now. I have to build one over here and then move it around, basically. Should really get more area pretty soon here. Get more energy production before I can really get away with that, but let me get all my free collector space first. Then I'll start building reactors. This game is very smart, I agree. Network security plumbing game. Network security plumbing fluid dynamics RTS. Probably have an easier time capping the emitter if I move that guy a little bit further over here. Let me build some redundant collectors in its general area. Move you here to help out with this. All right, beautiful. Just need to do the same thing up top. Handled, which once it's capped, that reduces my overall energy usage. Because the gun that I have covering it doesn't need to be firing constantly. Put a blaster in here, I guess. Get some more territory down here, because we may as well. Okay, we've got that guy covered now. Cover this whole area. See how these drones go. I haven't used them in a normal map before. They're not actually that OP. I mean, they relieve a shitload of pressure all at once. But they're not going to win the map by themselves. Kind of something you have to stay on top of. They're very strong, though. Imagine, especially if you can build them early. Their support can't hold the ground. Really? Just provide pressure? I love when video games have systems that just mirror reality just because of the way, like, space works, right? That's pretty great. Beautiful. Alright, I think we got this in the bag. I'm just gonna get some territory here just cuz. Can be set to automatically dispatch once refueled. Nice. I want to play a game in this world, like, on the ground, like a StarCraft Ghost kind of thing. That would be pretty cool. Don't move that one. Almost made a big oopsie. Oh, hey, we won. Didn't even realize it was happening. Sweet. Sculptor. Oh, it does say sculptor in the achievements. Creeper killed. I wonder when I built the drones. Volan. Scanners show a single survival pod. The pod appears to have landed within the hour. Must be humans in the ship nearby. We're gonna collect it. Creepers and tents have been displayed strategically. City on general alert. This is gonna be a rough ride. Shit. See if I can move the city there, pick up these upgrades, and then just get out of Dodge immediately, you know? The fact that there's two of them might get me in trouble, we'll see. This travel pod is empty. How did it get here? Produce more energy. Shit, pause again, thank you. I'll lose those collectors, but that's fine. Usually relaying two drones on a target is instead of sending them all at once. I was trying to send one and then wait a few seconds until the one was about to run out of oh right, this can't connect directly. Until the one was about to run out, basically. And just stagger them. Make a blaster right away. Maybe I can lock this one down early. Hey, how you been, Elias? Oh, I just super overextended. This might be a problem. We'll see what happens. I'll fast forward it. Hopefully the energy production will pick up once all of these build at once. I need to start thinking in terms of my endpoints, because I like trying to build out these networks. But if I'm sending multiple packets out at once, that's not great. It's not the end of the world if it's queuing up over multiple steps. Keep it supplied as well as you can there. Just try as much of that as we can. Alright, this looks good. Yeah, start with your long strip and then make the redundancy. Makes sense. Might be able to put a mortar here to hold off a lot of hassle. Once I finish depleting this pool. Here, please. Okay, that should help me out a lot. Yeah, just taking up space, basically. There's a risk you can run into. Basically just try to make a gridded web. That's what I've been trying to do in terms of redundancy. See how this goes once the drone builds. We're in a big deficit at the moment. Certainly helps. Great for relieving pressure. You know how crowds behave according to fluid dynamics? I wonder if, like, you could model militaries, armies as behaving this way roughly too, right? Alright, so I should have sufficient pressure that I can start pushing, I think. More than enough, really. Make some blasters over here. I really want to focus on the deeper. Are drones just as good as mortars when it comes to deep creeper? Be able to reach across there. Can I get you up there? Can. Wonderful. My drones can't hurt my own buildings, right? Doesn't seem like that kind of game. Uh-oh. That's not good. Happened to get destroyed as it was flying was the problem. I needed the additional pressure for it to not be bad. So not quite close enough. I thought I had something else that got destroyed as I moved the blaster. You might be right then. We need to get some speed upgrades here. Oh, that one's covered now. All right. Mortar here, shall we? Pressure, please. Thank you. Here comes ammo. Whoops, don't go there just yet, friend. Let's build this guy first. Don't know if I could quite reach it. I could try. It looks like it does quite reach. Good call. It should be pretty easy with how little creeper there is there, too. One more to go, and we should be golden. Build a blaster to move up there to help. Fantastic. Okay. I guess you could use drones too to, like, if you had a tight valley, you could cut off a bit of creeper from the rest of the creeper, right? And maybe use them to push a win really quick. You can connect just long enough while there's still pressure on the creeper. Not gonna make it? Nope. Almost was. This should do it. Well, I spent almost this entire stage on double speed. Sweet. Volan. Cool. Again, the point when I built drones. Mortars that can reach anywhere on the map. Okay. Check the scanners twice, but they're correct. The terrain here has been modified in ways you've never seen. The Pixians never terraformed our planet this way. Terrain's been layered into terraces. There are creeper resistance walls on the top terrace that are containing 3 creeper emitters. If it weren't for those walls, we'd be dead in minutes. They won't hold forever. Who is Platius? So no one I've ever met. I only know his name, yet I owe him my life. My birth parents were killed in Ticana raids when I was an infant. I would have perished, but a man named Platius saved me somehow and took me to Aquila. Parents only know that on the night of the Galactic Festival, a man delivered me into their arms. Tell the young one my name is Platius. The man was gone after the fireworks apexed. Must keep going. Okay. Oh god. Alright, well, first things first, let's get all these upgrades real fast. I think that connects to all of them, right? That's 3. I guess I could do movement there, right? Because I assume movement also affects the Odin, or Odin City or whatever. Yeah, I should do that next time. Oh well. Now we want drones right away, I think. Probably have to restart this level. We'll see in a second, though. Hopefully that blaster can defend me just long enough. Does the amount of pressure creeper places on creeper walls increase with the depth of the nearby creeper? If that makes sense. It does? Okay, thanks. Does in Creeper World 3 if you can't say for certain in this one. Okay, that's fair. Probably should actually have sent him over here. It's okay. It's a mistake, but not a fatal one. Oops. Yeah, I'm kind of excited for 4 now. I'm excited to play all of them. This game's my shit. That wall's gonna open up here soon. Even with my drone pressure, it's not gonna matter. Now that I've cleared this plateau, I should start building up on the terrace. Yep, this ain't great. It's about to be super bad. Nope, it's not gonna survive. Okay, so I need a better deal with the thing at the top next time. Oh, I see it's taking damage all the while. That's even worse. All right. Everything is weird. Deficit's a big problem right now, it looks like. Once the drones come back, I'm gonna be in trouble, basically. It's about to be super bad. Yup. GG. Alright. Different plans this attempt then. What are these, like, holding off the creeper for a bit or something? I think I can move slightly less far this time too. Let me see if move speed affects Odin City. I guess there was that crater level earlier that taught us that, but I don't really have an intuition for it yet. Shit. That does affect the move speed of Odin City. Cool. Okay. Now, let's get some drones right off the bat. And then this time, let's try to build up sooner. So I can keep things from flowing down to the lowest level. So running a deficit, which isn't great. Things gotta fill first. Depth is not affecting the wall dissolve rate, you don't think? But there being less creeper to touch the walls will help with it, I guess. That little pool will help this time. Oh yeah, that extra fly speed is actually pretty good, huh? I think just building up the terrace was a big deal this attempt compared to last attempts. A deficit, I should try to fix that now. Because this turret starts to struggle once these need to start refilling ammo and I'm not getting pressure from the drones anymore. This might be bad news bears, we'll see. Please survive, little turret. You got this, buddy. Wait and try to stagger the drones. I'm gonna need it. Yeah. Go team! I think we got those covered. Beautiful. What an interesting level. Okay. Now I just got to build a couple more turrets down here in order to cover these two little pools. Artifact contains a message addressed specifically to you. Greetings, my young friend. You've grown much. It pleases me greatly that you and your people have made it this far. For all your human history, I always believed you would make it. The others were not so sure. What must you do? Lay a course for the next world. Our journey is near its end. Cover this thing really quick. Should cap that one, I think, once that's built. Yeah. Get it, drone. Help me out there. That should be the stage ender right there. That was a cool stage. Dug it. Cool. Loki. No, Commander, we must have been led into a trap. The creeper on this world is the most intense we've ever seen. There's no way you can defend against it, much less reach the totems. Immediately build a few collectors and place a single blaster at the opening in the ridge just to our west. That should buy us some time, but the creeper here is so intense it will soon overflow the ridge and take the city. Build a couple mortars and might be able to keep the creeper low enough it doesn't overflow. At best, we'll be stuck here forever, and it counts in battle to survive. There's also a giant creeper nexus. Never imagined something like this. An artifact that might hold our salvation, the final upgrade. Okay. Collectors, blaster at the opening in the ridge to the west. A couple mortars, keep it low enough. Oh, this is like a super. Oh god, I didn't realize the level had started. Tried to pause from the screen. There we go. Super emitter. Simply says, in the end, no answer is ever as elegant as its questions. All of human history and all its future in our hands. Our next actions may very well be the end of everything that ever was or could be. Reaper has no purpose other than to end that question by erasing everything we've ever been. We are the very last embers of this question. Read everything we have, Ops. We will hold back the creeper with everything, ready everything we have. Okay, picking up the artifact did not, in fact, give me a final upgrade. Which I thought was going to happen, so I should probably use my time a little bit more wisely. So let's try that again. Oh, there's an upgrade at the bottom, though. Let's grab that. Didn't see that down there. Move the city slightly over. I was thinking it would be mean to give you a final level where you don't get any upgrades. Gonna get a blaster over there. Real quick, like. Oh, it's gotta hold like this spot? Oh god, I thought it could be built up here. But you can't fit anything on the ridge, it looks like, except in like one location. Okay, good to know. Might not make it in time, let's see. Try! Survive! Nope. I should have built it near the town and then send it to the ridge. Alright, I got a plan. It's so loud when you get all 6 of them at once. Hold the line! We want to get up here where we can place a... mortar. Or Hodor. I think I'm already dead. I don't think the blaster can hold that location for long enough. See what happens. Yeah, it's already GG. Alright, this is a tough stage. I gotta be really precise. Maybe I'll build a blaster to hold that location. Well, it needs to be powered, so building it right away doesn't really do me any favors. I think I do want to get all the upgrades first. It might be slower to send Odin City over there. On previous stages, it's been pretty fast in comparison, but that's somewhat close, and I have to get to that ridge anyway, so we'll see. I don't have Creeper World vision for the endpoints yet, unfortunately. Let's do a blaster first. So let's do a collector first. The upgrades make everything else I'm doing faster, which is why I'm concerned. It depends on the stage. Okay, let's expand more slowly this time. It's 2 endpoints, it's probably too many. Oh, it's too bad that's not slightly lower. See if this is enough to make a difference here. Suddenly going to be having to divert ammo between both of them, which is going to be not great, right? I love how awful it is to the west. That's awesome. It's like, oh god, just completely blue. Okay, that should help a little bit with pressure here. If I connect these, I automatically get 2 nodes at once. All that you were has been undone. Now you deliver the rest of your irrelevance to us. You too will soon be undone. We're not undone. We carry with us all that we have been and will be. We're the living question that survives in spite of you. Your end is here. Okay. You got a little blaster that could. Keep fighting the fight up there, man. Ooh-wee, it's trying. Probably gonna have to do reactors on this stage because I have so little room to expand. Oh, I've got 2 endpoints now, that's bad. This could get me in trouble, we'll see. I guess this will build quickly. Read that last time. Let's build the mortar first. It's too much creeper. Our weapons can't harm the creeper nexus. Must be a way. Oh god, it's able to overcome the ridge already. Yikes. Well, so much for that. Reactors are just more power that don't need area. Alright, let's try something different this time. I think once it's over the wall, it's game over anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I move it back. And I can have a mortar almost immediately if I stay here. Guess that's a problem then that I don't build the blaster quickly enough, maybe? Right, get the upgrades. Go, 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 you can do it! Little city that could. Probably still need to build the blaster by the city. Oh, I might be okay. Just barely, alright. See how this goes. I know the mortar was doing me favors before, which is the reason why it only overflowed in the top and not the bottom at the start. Okay, let's let things pick up a little bit here. Probably need more space, first things first. Don't need redundancy on this back wall, really. Oh, let's not make 2 endpoints, that would be bad. Deficit is going down right now. I might need to do the mortar after that last thing, or it's going to be too late to protect the northeast. Come on, mortar, you can do it. Gonna get some really deep creeper, that's for sure. Oh yeah, nice. Okay, let's get back to building room for the collectors. Well, the blaster failed immediately. I need to turn these off temporarily. Now I learn my lesson. Can't turn that off. That would be very bad. Man, if just a little gets in, it's so bad. Extremely not good. Okay, that still may have been a fatal error, but we'll see here. Hey, Platius is here. Take it in the stone you are given by the scientist you save. That stone is the key. Act quickly. You will know what you must do. You and you alone must do. An object just appeared on the map just outside the ridge. Throw everything you can at that area and retrieve it. Cool. We already got the artifacts. Okay, let's see. The best I could possibly do is I have to get something into this little square, right? Yeah, I'm working on it. Okay. 5,000 mortars. Actually, let's do these as close to the building as possible. Probably drones, actually. Are drones really just targeted mortars with the cooldown? Is a mortar better for something that is within my range, basically? Higher burst, but lower DPS. Okay, I'm willing to buy that. To get to a point where building reactors doesn't generate deficit. I think we're actually there now, which is nice. Yeah, I'll be going for it soon. I'm just trying to get my deficit under control. Surprised they didn't put what do you call it, spores into this level. Alright, deficits handled. It's exciting. Should help a little bit. Those reactors might get me in trouble here in a second. Hopefully they just finished building. There we go. I thought I had enough bank that I would be fine. Probably need to build speed upgrades soon. Just make sure, especially since my city's not where it starts, you know? Let's see. Do some storage too now so I can push more. Ooh, it's tough to get out there. Okay. Gotcha. Probably need more reactors soon after these build. Can I just barely fit somebody out there? Nope, not yet. Alright. Do some more reactors. Running a deficit at the moment. Curious what happens if I shoot over by the super creeper emitters, if it doesn't really matter. It should propagate throughout the entire place, right? It seems like that's productive. Don't have a deficit anymore, and I'm building up storage. I'm just gonna go super crazy with reactors because I think I've got it where I'm treading water now. I really like the theme of this map of just barely get outside, right? Just peek your head out over the wall. I placed these really badly. Oh well. Should be pretty good on energy once those build, I think. I am running a bit of a deficit. If I could get a relay right there, that would be enough. It's got to be able to survive on that tile, which is much easier said than done. Oh my god, I just realized how bad my deficit is. Let's turn some of these off, shall we? Let's get back to just maintaining, because that's a consequence of the increased fire rates. Slightly, I don't know if they could survive in there though, and I don't think they connect to this one. Yeah, right. They're not close enough to anything, and I can't build these one tile to the left either. I could move over one tiny spot, but then I can't see anything. Probably have to destroy this node in order to build things a little bit better. One is now shooting slightly more efficiently, I think. Well, the problem with the node is it was blocking me from building one in the dead center here. That was the bigger issue. Well, that's a good sign. Okay. Ooh-wee, we're trying. Now I should be able to reach it. Doing okay on deficit, looks like. Maybe have this in a second. It's getting me slightly more room. Still not great. Still no deficit, so that's good. I think I have one open tile with which to capture that thing now. What does the new tech do? We've retrieved the object that appeared after you spoke with Platius. It doesn't seem to do or mean anything. Integrating the stone now. The stone is integrated into the object and it is activated. A nano schematic for some kind of super weapon called Thor has been integrated into our computers. The object appears to become some kind of extremely powerful energy source. This new Thor weapon will require an unimaginable amount of energy, but the object appears as if it can somehow produce the required energy. Oh, well, that's helpful. Requires a pilot. May take time to clear away some of the network infrastructure. Beast is going to take space and large amounts build packets to complete. Boost the city's output. We need everything Odin City can deliver. Okay, we gotta play it safe apparently. Cost 144. Okay, it's not that big. But let's play it insanely safe since we did the hard part and build some more reactors here. Weapons are irrelevant, they will be undone as well. It makes it sound like there's a soft time limit here. After that reactor builds, I'll build this thing. Can the Thor move after it's been built? We're about to find out. No, the undoing must be completed. It's your turn, Creeper Menace. You will now be the one undone. The Thor is unbelievable. With the Thor, you can clear away unbelievable amounts of creeper. This is going to be incredibly satisfying, isn't it? So it allowed us to build a network and reach the totems, but what coordinates do I enter? Where will we flee to next? We're not fleeing anywhere. I know what Platius meant. Basically what he meant was, just lock down all the emitters and stay put. It's fine. Clear away the creeper and connect the totems and make sure the coordinates are entered and the totem packets are ready to send. Are they going to go back to Earth? Can this thing survive in anything? Let's see. Whoa, that's nuts. That's incredibly satisfying. It doesn't have to be connected to the network either, it looks like. Can it just lock down all the emitters by itself? That's pretty great. Can only have one though, I guess that's fair. The power of the others is truly impressive, but their power cannot undo us. We are eternal and unending. Thor can destroy any creeper it emits, but you can't damage the Nexus. Oh god, now we're getting spores? Oh no! I didn't build any! Okay. The Thor tries to shoot them. That would have been a really sucky way to lose the map. Shouldn't be necessary, but just in case. It scared the shit out of me. All this time. It must be hitting them faster than the animation can play too, if it's stopping the ones all the way at the back, right? The rift is open. The coordinates you gave me have opened the rift into the black hole. This has never been done. It can't be done. Yay, we're going to the Galactic Center. It's gonna be fine, don't worry. There's like a library and a watch and Matthew McConaughey. Everything will be sucked in and destroyed. Whoa, that's pretty cool. No! Sweet. Creeper Nexus and all the emitters have been sucked into the black hole. Defeated the Nexus and saved our people. Black hole is still... Can't allow the black hole to destroy everything after what we've been through. There's only one choice. Pilot the Thor into the hole and detonate its power source at the event horizon. It might close the rift. I'm sure it will. Everything's fine. Cool. Hello again. Am I dead? You would be. You released the energy of the Thor reactor and sealed the rift. I had many names. Oh, is it God? No, he's like ancient alien god. Your people know me as the old man. Got it. It's basically God. The old man from the beginning of the Creeper World story. What you call the Creeper is a degenerated form of a race called the Loki. This galaxy is a grain in the vast multiverse expanse. Space is nearly infinite and extends far beyond what you call the observable universe, really. Time isn't infinite, at least not for this reality. There was a beginning, and the Loki were amongst the first to rise to greatness, like the Nibelunians in Futurama. They rivaled my people in their power and wisdom, and then they turned into gross gelatin monsters. Grey goo gelatin monsters. They desire the purity of nothingness above all things. They sacrificed everything to weaken the Loki as much as they could. I thought one of the planets we went to was called Loki, too. Loki were stronger, they were nearly destroyed, but a single nexus remains. Hid in the ruins of the conflict, with its rage growing stronger with each passing millennium. Oh, is the planet we're on Loki? Okay, gotcha. When your Earth was covered with giant and terrible beasts, the Loki nexus emerged. They were far from Earth. Many thousands of galaxies would fall before they would come to your people. Man, big scale. Seeded worlds with encouragements of intelligence. Okay, so it's like panspermia in Star Trek. People live, and their greatness will rise again. You defeated a nexus which so few have. You will grow from this world in the millennia to come, and perhaps one day we'll all stand in victory over the last of the Loki. Return now to your great city. Lead your people in peace and return to greatness. Don't become too complacent, because Creeper World 2 is coming soon. Lord of the Story. Hell of an achievement. Yeah, I love Creeper coverage, just like almost maxes out there. Energy collected. Oh, cool. Thought there would be a couple more levels based on how long to beat. So this game was not a main plus extra game, it was just main story, and this is about the range within we sometimes beat games on the How Long to Beat. We do have 40 minutes left in today's stream, and there are some other things on the menu that I wanted to check out before we wrap. So I think one of them was like the chroma mode, something Aki was talking about. It's like procedurally generated stages. I'll see what the other things are too. Then we'll probably start up Warcraft 2 next week. Go from maybe I learned something from playing Creeper World that I could apply to Warcraft. We'll see. Virgil Wall, IT manager, network engineer, game producer. But regarding final thoughts on this game, this game's great. It's really cool. I think it does a really good job of teaching you how to play it. And I wish that more mainstream RTS games, at least as part of their single-player campaign, included a way to tread water. I think the two things that I like about this game over like StarCraft and Warcraft and Age of Empires and all that is that you can tread water and you have perfect information. Because I found that on the few maps in like Warcraft where I said, fuck it, I'm just going to look up the map, I had a much better time because I could actually make plans. I could say, okay, there's a base up here in the northwest. I'm going to try to short my defenses in the northwest. And I think maybe that's how you're meant to experience most of those single-player campaigns. Just to, like, lose on every map and be like, okay, well, now I know what's on here. I'll do it again and know what I'm doing this time. I think the wiki just has links to them, right? Was the maps you were doing, Yahan, was that just like where the bases are, basically, with no major spoilers on what physically was there? StarCraft Story, it's a tutorial for the multiplayer. The Story of a Creeper World is the tutorial for the other challenge modes. Yeah, I think that should be the way to do it, too. I guess I don't know if the Fog of War it makes sense in a PvP game, but I don't know that if it's actually interesting to a single-player RTS. It makes it super hard to sight read those games. And I've talked about this before in other games we've played, that, like, for me as a player, sight reading is really important, but I don't think that it's like some ideal to which we need to hold all video games. Like, I love old school RuneScape, and that game is not sight readable at all. It basically depends on you using a wiki. So I get players that are into mastery and, like, I'm just going to play the shit out of this, and I'm going to lose without knowing why, and then I'm going to Google what should I do, or I'm going to read a walkthrough, or I'm going to ask my friend, or... Dragon Quest is another example where we were talking about, like, in a game like Dragon Quest, you're trying to get the water cooler conversations, like, oh man, I totally got stuck in a town with all the people that got turned to stone. What do you do? Oh man, you're supposed to go on the roof and stand on the specific pixel and use an item, right? There's Fog of War, where it's a black void like older games exclusively do, and Fog of War, where you can still see the terrain. I like that concept a lot. War ain't what it used to be, reveals the terrain with Fog of War. Operation Seawall disables even the Fog of War. Yeah, I guess the whole notion of units having individual vision is interesting, but not even knowing what the map looks like is frustrating, especially in, like, the original Warcraft, where there's all these nice little bridge choke points and things. Anyway, I think Creeper World is really cool, and I'm excited to see the sequels. I'm going to look at some of the other modes here for the next 30 minutes, but I think we will wrap after today. Grim, Gudrun, Skald, Frigg, Vidar. Are these, like, lots of additional maps, basically? What's the difference between Conquest and Story? Oh, complete Conquest. Oh, this is fun. Oh, I get it. Super Taxman. It's like, how does a map play out if the design we go with is just some real-world shape? That's pretty funny. Yeah, I guess that these really play into the whole thing I was talking about earlier, where it's like, once you design your physics engine and your mechanics, that strategies for each of these maps just exist that were not designed by the creator. Hiding the maps works for Spec Ops missions with no base building. Right, like the ones where it's just all micro and you're, like, sending in the soldiers to investigate. Yeah, I just think it's not interesting. Like, all that ends up happening is that the computer has an enormous advantage over you, and then you die, and then you reload the map, and now you know where everything is, and it's fine. Let's just skip that step. Select a date in the past, present, or future and defeat the creeper. Oh, this is cool. So this is like the seed for the RNG seed, basically. I'll do my birthday map, why not? It's a fun way to present that. Back in 2009, when you couldn't depend on any rando player to know what RNG seed meant. Oh wow, the upgrades are a little bit better spaced here. But look at this gorgeous, gorgeous location right here. Alright, so the Thor is only for the end of the story, but that's completely fair. Actually. It's an interesting seed. Alright, let's get some upgrades here. I'm glad he went to the trouble to make this for people that were looking for an extra challenge outside the story mode. This might not survive long enough, but I haven't started building it yet, so it's not the end of the world. Everything costs less to build has no effect on ammo required to resupply turrets, blasters, right? Choke points that good are pretty rare. It's a birthday present, apparently. Just the packets needed to build. Okay, that's fair. It's spilling over in the back corner. I didn't even see that. Yikes. That was good. Sweet. I didn't realize I was having problems up here. Due to deficit. Oh god, okay. Hey guys, let's never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. So over here build. I got free reign to do whatever I want in this bottom right corner. False. You can do it, little baby turret. I believe in you. Man, the power of a choke point that's that tiny and narrow, where all of the creepers on the other side of the map, it's pretty good. So it's part of the problem in building in squares like this. Probably should get some storage just so that I can protect against... I can have a little bit of a buffer in case I fuck up again. I really like the idea of those special ops missions where it's like a real shape, like a smiley face or the world map or something. That's kind of cool. Okay, probably want to do drones soon. Part of the interesting thing about this map is that there's just so much creeper in the northwest. It's almost comparable to the amount in the final mission. If you're not placing immediate pressure on it, that is. So trend to be deepest in the northwest corner, I guess. Can drones waste their explosions if they do it too close to the edge of the screen? Yeah, it's probably better to try to target them in the center of the deep creeper back there. I just got to beat this whole game with almost never using relays, so I'm excited for that to change in the upcoming titles. They seem like they're interesting, so it's unfortunate that I kind of got to cheese. Yeah, it sounds like the main change they made to relays is just that packets travel faster over relays, so they're not just the same as fewer collectors that can't collect resources, right? Makes sense. Alright, I've got one of those things locked down. Just gotta push forward now. Probably put a mortar up here, right? I almost moved this guy. Everything would fall apart if I did, since I got rid of the one holding my little choke point there. Uh-oh. Alright, we got there. It was okay. Got blowed up. Another one I can lock down, I think. Oh, but it really wants to hit the ones in the back corner. That's interesting. I didn't really think about this. I should have had a move my mortar back here a while ago. Yeah, someone was comparing Creeper World 2 to Zelda 2 and Creeper World 3 to Link to the Past. I was like, let's try something different. Okay, let's do the first one again, but better this time. Harvest massive encounter with time pressure. I don't know. I guess the time pressure could be interesting, but I guess to me it's like, it's that old rule where if it's taking you forever to do it, you're already losing in that it's taking you forever to do it, right? Adding a time limit on top of things isn't really changing anything about the challenge. Fundamentally what you're being asked to do. It's like having overly punishing death mechanics. It's like, well, you died. Like, that already sucks. Oh, it's the ultimate you've already lost by being too slow. You won't find out for 20 minutes. No, thank you. I'm good. I mean, maybe that would be a good 1 hour sub block for me to be like, yep, I hate this. You were right. Time to death, I think it's one of the biggest things that's going to make me dislike a game or a genre. It makes it very difficult to learn from your mistakes organically without having somebody telling you, hey, you're doing this specific thing wrong, right? Or just brute forcing it for a really long time. No, they're bombers. Mortars that you can target. Support creeper. It's really trying. So I already win here. I was gonna try to lock it all down, but that's not really necessary. Grey goo. Oh, creeper coverage. Instantly, no. You're not getting much more coverage than that. I see. So the peak on this is for the game. That's why there's no access labels. For the game, this is the highest it ever was, and then it just dropped from there. This is the most creeper you ever killed, probably when I built my first drone. Like, each of the spikes is a drone attack, I'm assuming. Gotcha. Energy used must be relative to the spike and collected, or the Beacon collected? Okay. Oh, that's cool. It tracks all the little maps that you did from the Chronom missions. It's pretty sweet. So custom maps are like people that made their own maps, okay. Is it easy to make them? Let me try a Conquest level, I guess. We might not finish it. I won't go over for one of these. Spore on this level. Thank you for the little arrow. Oh, I'm coming up on this big plane here. Yikes. Okay. I should actually spend my upgrade. That would be a good idea. Otherwise, it's pointless to move the city to get to them. Not where I want you to shoot there. I guess that's part of the challenge of this map, is that your blasters are going to want to fire at stuff you don't want it to fire to because of the specific layout. Tries to start with whatever's closest to it first, right? At least try to protect this node a bit. Do not build two endpoints here. Oh right, the totems count as an endpoint. It's kind of not great. Oh, I forgot about spore attacks. Well, it's game over. Oops. That's not good. It's like, it's so nice that it tells you spore attack with a big glowing arrow when you load into the map. Makes it a lot harder to forget what you're doing. Oof, owie. Wait on those SAM packets to finish building here. Oh, thanks. I thought I already burned through all of them. Good looking out. Range, please. Thank you. I can get another mortar over here, that would be wonderful. I'm gonna need speed here soon to get stuff over there faster. Should be able to lock down this emitter down here with the range upgrade on the blaster, I think. Oh, it's just barely short of it. Oh, that's so mean. Game. That's so cruel of you. It's okay, I could probably still get over to it here in a second. Get him, Sams. There you go. They always come from the right side, or left side, I mean. Let's finish getting territory here. The first two maps where I had to deal with these spores, I was really good at paying attention to it. And now it's like, oh shit, spores! I completely forgot. I guess if they had become a constant threat, but then it would just be sort of a tax if they were on every single map, you know? You always have to build these things. And you always have to budget to build these things. Took like a generated seed. I was like, how can I improve this? Can I add some authored flair to this, basically? I gotta do speed upgrades soon, otherwise these are way too far from my network. Speed, please. That poor turret is just barely getting upgrades in time. It's happening, but only barely. Be able to build some relays across this gap here to feed them faster in a second. That's not good. Help them! Oh no! You tried! Go hide! Letting it get away. Alright. To get pressure back over there. Probably start building for some pressure in here. Not like that, though. Wonder why that took so long to refill. Because I didn't have the mortar pressure over there anymore. And I was previously sending the drone to that thing, I guess. Some spore attacks, but hopefully I should be covered. Hard to control creeper from below. Yeah, and it's like set up so that you're just barely out of range of this guy here. That makes sense, because it's like spilling on top of you, basically, right? Well, that was bad. Can't believe I saved that one from getting destroyed, though. Seemed unlikely to be successful. That's helping a little bit. Getting there. Just gotta build one up on that ridge. I'm running a deficit now, I just realized. Might be good enough. Please lock it down. Oh god, it's trying. It's got so much garbage to deal with down there. Oh man, we're making progress. Okay, this is possible. I probably should have just come at it from the side here instead. The way I did it was kind of stupid. But, you know, whatever. Got the job done eventually, kind of. That's the last thing to pick up right there, isn't it? Perfect timing. Awesome. Thanks, folks, for voting for Creeper World. This game has been on the voting spreadsheet longer than almost any other game. It might have the record. We'll see when I do the annual stats at the end of the year, beginning of next year. but it was added in like late 2015 when the voting system was first conceived, and only one earlier this year, just a little bit. So I really enjoyed this game more than I expected, more than I remembered from the original sub-block from 4 years ago. I am excited to see more from the series. If you add it to the voting spreadsheet, I'd be pumped to play it. If you wanted to put some of the ones that aren't as well liked on sub-block, that would also work perfectly well. Thanks, folks. I'll let you guys know what's coming up here.